What's up? Welcome to DM Therapy. I'm about to say it's Friday. It's not Friday. I feel like it's Friday though. I'm not sure why. My days have been real messed up though. But welcome. We are here doing a podcast. Me and my homegirl Khadijah, who is not the thing that I always want to say that she is. Maybe she is. I don't know.
Friends.
We are lifelong friends and we always have these conversations, so we was like, hey, let's record them and bring them out to the public, because maybe other people are also feeling this way and or can derive goodness from our conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what's up? How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I have a brownie that I can't wait to eat. That I
A
got
brownie? Wawa
yes.
brownie? I'm trying to think what a Wawa brownie look like.
Like it got the real on the edges is nice and cooked. It's well done around the edges.
Oh, okay. So it got like it's like the ends.
Yes, the end piece. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm bang with that. That's what's up.
It's one big end piece. That's exactly what it is.
That reminds me, I had a girlfriend one time, and she used to always just make me treats. Like, you know how it's so funny. Shout out to you. You know who you are. Shout out a different person every time we come on. I just go over her crib and she have a tin of like brownies, and not just I made some brownies like with the little swirl on top, like it was like intimate. Whole tray of Rice Krispie treats. Like, some people just know how to be in a relationship. I don't know if it's all the rest of the stuff is all there, but some people know how to be that thing, a good partner. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't great for me because I'll eat a whole tray of
getting all that happy weight in relationship.
Well, that's true. Yeah. She could have switched it up a little bit and made some lamb or something. Oh, you don't like lamb? Something. I don't think I like lamb at the time, so that was like 10 years ago now. Anyway, I don't know how we got there. But, you said you was talking about your brownie, and that made me think. Yeah.
How are you? You asked how I was, and I started talking about food.
I'm chilling, man. I'm a little under the weather, but it's coming. I'm very excited about that. And my program, my school year programs are closing down. We getting ready for so that's a whole different attitude. So we trying to plan for that. I'm chilling. This is a nice little down period from all the moving around that I've been doing over the school year. We just gave out $200,000, you know what I'm saying, to kids trying to go to school. So I'm super excited about that.
Nice.
And out there doing, I'll edit it in. But you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling pretty good coming down off that. But it's like a lot of stuff to do on the back end of that. So I'm trying to get all that done before it's time to go. I feel good though. You know what I'm saying? It's good times. But you had something, so I'm gonna let you take it. I can't remember what it is at all. But
so it was basically about women shooting their shot. And the guy was saying, stop shooting your shot, women, because if he wanted you, he would have said something to you. It makes you look desperate because of that influencer who reached out.
Can we just talk about, before I'll tell you how I feel about women shooting their shots, right? But can we just talk about these dudes? And I don't want to sound like no pick me dude or whatever, but it's like anybody can have a camera and a microphone now. Yeah. And some people are really good at getting their stuff out there. And maybe they doing it, like you always say people do anything to go viral, but maybe they doing it. Say it again.
I need a shirt that says that at this point.
Yeah, seriously, because it's like, what's the bull? Because whenever you're listening to this is right after the time. What's the bull that everybody loved? All the women was like, "Oh, this guy." And he ended up cheating on his. He was cheating on his. I don't know if it was his wife. Jackson. Yeah. Horrible. All my life, I had to fight. I'm looking at this dude, and I'm like, women are eating this thing up, and I'm like, you know how I am. So I'm like trying to check myself. I'm like, he might be giving out good information. I'm trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. This dude cheating and showing his girl sex tapes of how he want his wife to be.
People do anything to go viral for her too. Because girl, it's no way I'm gonna sit on TV and say He made me watch tapes of women.
Well,
I
no,
think you trying to go
because
viral. Now she got a
I think
class, of
I
course.
agree. I agree with that too, but I also feel like she's trying to discredit him because he's still out there. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He's still out there being, and I feel like there has to be some kind of balance. There has to be some kind of. But I was just like all the time, and women would defend him. This is how crazy. This is the psychological like warfare that we're in. But women would defend him because they'd be like, "Oh, dudes don't like him because he telling the truth, and he the worst one." And I'm like, you could look at that dude, and I don't know if this is true, but I could look at this man and be like, it's something wrong to the point where I'm like, I gotta, like I said, I gotta check myself and be like, no, you just hating. You know what I'm saying? You want to be seen like he's being seen, and so it's affecting your judgment. But in actuality, it's real. You know what I'm saying? It's real, and I have a I have an issue anyway with people that take hard stances on stuff. It's Star Wars quote where I think it's Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he's only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime somebody say all people or anything, or it's
Mm-hmm.
always going to be, it's a problem. So, and it doesn't just have to be the absolute, but it has that absolute energy. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Where it's like, oh, I know the quote unquote truth. When we talk about truth and relativity and all those things all the time, if somebody says I know the truth, I feel like you're wrong. You know what I'm
First
saying?
of all, his shirts was always too damn tight.
No,
So
people like that because it's
no, but
like
look, this is how I look at it. Your shirt is mad tight, right? But you want me to take you serious about you being a good man and all that. It's like you're trying, like you got a
right.
thirst
You
trap
want to be
going on.
yeah
You're
yeah.
trying to attract women, but you're
No,
married.
but that's
But you're
part
when
of
you
it.
that's what
That's part
that's
of
why
it.
I
It's look how good I look,
love. Mm-hmm.
and I have this at home, but it's almost hard to imagine that he's saying what he's saying and women are not throwing themselves at him. You know what I'm saying?
But
Because
you know
we
they
know the
weren't.
nature of people that are like, yo, I love like somebody. I can imagine that some woman legit went up to him and was like, "Oh, I love everything that you say. Like, you really be telling the truth. Let's go back to my hotel room." Like,
And
you
he
know what I'm
probably
saying?
said sure.
Yeah, and he was like, "All right," like you know what I'm saying? Because it's the weird thing that a lot of people are playing a character. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not who he is. That's who his character is. And I just think that's so wild. I was thinking about it today, and we're already off the rails of what the subject was. But I was thinking about it today because it's like the thing you're saying about anybody will do anything for to go viral. It's we're really taking we're at the point right now, and I hate to sound like preachy or whatever, so I'm gonna try to take care of my words, choose my words carefully. But it's like to the point where we're videotaping hardships. So we like to make fun of people. Is oh, we want to see somebody suffering. And then not only do we want to see people suffering, we'll also manufacture our own suffering. Well, not our own suffering, but we'll make up a scene where somebody's suffering. Because I was telling you, my kids, they don't know if stuff is real or fake. And we talk about all the time, is this scripted? Is this not scripted? But they'll script something out where somebody feels bad. I saw one today where a woman is videotaping, I guess, her boyfriend, and her boyfriend apparently got cheated out of $10,000 in Puerto Rico because he didn't understand the exchange rate, and the person apparently gave like Asian, like Chinese money or something like that. And it's just like, first of all, the acting isn't good enough for it to be the truth. Second of all, nobody giving over $10,000 and not knowing what they're getting back and understanding the situation. But I'm just like, you would rather people feel like you just got cheated out of $10,000 to in order to have your video be seen 100,000 times. And I understand. Listen, you get money when you do that. I understand that. But it's
Let me
like, what
tell
does
you,
it do to people that are watching you do that? It's such a weird. It's like I sit back and I'm like, because I be trying to let people live their lives and make their choices and all that stuff. And I don't want to be like, I don't want to be not fun. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like, let people live. Like, but it just gets so weird to me sometimes that this is what entertainment is. Like, this is what saturates the airwaves nowadays. I don't know. It's
The
just so
problem
weird to
for
me.
the kids because they don't know what's real and what's fake, and they really think that this stuff is real.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just crazy. Like I saw a video, this real heavy set girl, and her videos like she got the real long nails with the charms, and she's cooking. And she's just like doing regular stuff, talking about her nails. Watch me eat this, or whatever. Then she started asking for money to get a breast reduction, and people started sending her money. And then she bought a card.
Oh,
And then,
instead of getting
and then she was like, "It's my money. Y'all gave it to me. I can do what I want to do." But it's like you probably walk past 32 people. Let's just say you live in Philly, on your way home outside who, asked you for some change and you didn't do it or whatever.
Right.
Your cousin asked you for $20. You told you ain't have because you tired of asking for money. But because you see this girl on TikTok with long nails and big boobs and you like the way she smack on her food, you sent her money. Now you're mad because she didn't get the boob job. It's just the things that people like now and that people follow. It's just like you don't know her. Like you don't trust her enough to say, "Oh man, your back really hurt. I want to help you out," but you didn't have a problem with them, and then you mad because she went got a car. You don't know her. She probably a liar or shady. You don't know
Right. Yeah. You have
her.
no idea. But yeah, it's such a weird thing. So this is a thing I'm just learning about this, but and I actually do this a lot, so I don't know how deep I'm gonna get into it, but that's called building a parasocial relationship. Have you ever heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you're building, so the people that you follow, it's funny because I'm always skeptical about my relationship with people online. We might have conversations and I might talk to them all the time, but I'm still like, but we're not friends though, or you know what I'm saying? And they be like, no, I like you. Like I'm glad that you're in my life or whatever. At least some of the more salient people, like some of the people that are like, oh, the blue checks, you know what I'm saying? All the blue checks that I know. Now that I don't know if that means anything anymore. Blue checks before it wasn't obsolete. But so I try not to do this a lot, but sometimes then you also run into you see somebody in Slim Shady 42 walking down the street and you be like, oh, what's up? And they be like, who are you? And you're like, oh man, I thought we was homies, Slim Shady 42. I can't even remember your real name, but I know you Slim Shady 42. And they not even think about you because the same thing. They're just playing a character online. But it is, we build these bonds but that's just goes into what we're saying, where it's, you don't really know if they're playing a character or not. And that's why it's talk about psychological warfare. Is, man, you don't even know what you're really seeing or getting into. So do you think that's wrong that she went and got a car instead of a food job?
Yeah, I think it's wrong, but I feel like once you give somebody some money, they do what they want to do with it. That's how I look at it. Like you gave it to her. It wasn't like a hey, I'm gonna get this boob job, and then like it wasn't any promises being made. She said she wanted the boob job. Her back was hurting. People gave her money. Like I've given money. Like I'm gonna say at least 3 people online asked me for money. One was for a lift because they couldn't get to work. I gave it to her. Never gave the money back. The other one was I need my medicine. I can't breathe. Never gave the money back. And then the other one was my daughter has really bad diarrhea. I need Pampers. Blah blah blah. I did that 3 times, but I can't think of another. I think I did another time too. I'm not sure, but I
But
mean
did
that's
they
how
do the thing? Did they do the thing with the money that they
Or
said?
I know she
Yeah.
definitely got the Uber because she showed me the Uber. But that's just how I am like in real life. I give
Yeah.
money, like even driving down the street. Like if I see 3 homeless people and I have $3, I probably gave the first person 3. I'm trying to give the other one a quarter or whatever. The only time I don't do it is if they're not us. If they're like 3 shades lighter than you, then I don't do it.
That don't necessarily mean because
then I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't have time to decide right now because I'm driving down the street. So with that being said, if you three shades lighter than my man Omar here, I'm sorry.
I was just kidding.
Depends on your hair texture.
Now I can't cut it out because it's too funny.
That's what it is.
Listen, I don't have
Yeah,
nothing.
He had a
It was like
400-year head start.
it's hard. It's hard to believe.
You
It's
had
like, I don't know, man.
a larger head start
You
than
could be
that,
a
bro.
CEO of a company tomorrow, man. I just feel it in my heart. You
All
could
you
be
gotta do is
Bill
say
Gates. You
sorry
could be
to your
Bill
dad.
Gates tomorrow.
Tell your
That
dad
is so
sorry.
funny. This is gonna be our most controversial one.
Listen,
I can't cut that stuff out.
Y'all had a head start, bro. Why are you out here like this?
Yeah, what happened?
Everybody send you to join.
No, but this is the issue though. And I feel like I said this 3 times already, but it's not on here, but this week rather, in the conversations I've been having. But they always there's a quote that's like what is the thing from the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was to try to convince you that it didn't exist. You ever heard that before? Something like that. I might have just messed it up. I might have butchered it. But to me, especially in America, it probably happens everywhere, but I don't live everywhere. I only live here. The biggest game that's being run is rich people are making poor people fight in order to distract them from what they're doing up on the hill. And we fall for it every time. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Oh, it's this. And on either side, poor is poor. You know what I'm saying? That person that we talking about, he ain't thinking about, oh, I could be a CEO. And the way that it's shaped up, he might have an upper hand, but if he grew up with us or grew up in a similar parallel environment, who knows? It might not be the same, or it might be the same as our experience, but the whatever oppressed version of that. But because of the way that we've been, the game that's being played, you know what I'm saying? We feel otherwise. But anyway, so I just think that's so weird. But back to your question, I still want to finish my thought about, because it's like that dude that you sent me. I might have to play the clip, but I think his name was like the ultimate man. The ultimate man. And listen, I'm not going to talk about my man's looks or nothing or whatever. What I will say is, in my experience, the ultimate man does not have to say he's the ultimate man.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'll say. You know what I'm saying? I hope he's listening, because he's like, oh, that's my thing. That's my TikTok name. But it's oh my goodness, what a weird thing to call yourself. And then all you're doing is talking about situations, to me, and my feeling about it, you ain't never been in your life. You've never been in your life. That's my cancer perception, intuition.
Ain't nobody DMing you, bro.
Going on, bro. Cut it out. Nobody, bro. I love everybody. I promise you, I do. You've never been in the situation. Half of the situation, I try to look at 3 or 4 of the Jones we was talking about. Like, where are you getting this infinite knowledge from? Because it's not from experience. I'm sorry. And that'll be the meanest thing I say on here, unless we talk about the Kardashians.
Don't do my.
I know. Sorry. But okay. So now that I got that out the way, 20 minutes later, I am at the point. I'm a 43-year-old man. Apparently, I'm about to be 44. That's what my mom said. I'm at the point where, and I'm not even like these guys on the street, right? Or like your everyday bull, right? But I'm at the point where I done shot my shot so many times, and something might have come of it, something might not have. But so many times dealing with like rejection or just the, I don't want to say strength, but just like you got to gather yourself in order to shoot your shot. You know what I'm saying? You have to come correct, as it were. You know what I'm saying? As the as we say, I don't know why I said that like that, but you gotta. It
Correct
sounded
as it
weird coming
were.
out, but you gotta come correct. So it's what it takes for me to gather myself and try to approach somebody. Like I've been doing that for at least 35 years. Like I'm saying, so for a woman to say, hey, you know what I'm saying, I think you're attractive. What's up with you? I'm saying that's all it takes from me, because then I'll take it from there. But I'm tired of always having to be that person. Like I got a DM and I was in a relationship, it didn't work out, but I got a DM one time and she was like, I can't believe someone so handsome is single. And I had just gotten with my ex, my most recent ex. It was like 2 months in, and we had been like following each other, me and the other person, for a while. But I think she might have been with somebody. You know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just like, I can't believe that somebody so handsome was single. To me, that's all it takes. You know what I'm saying? That's that. Do you feel like that's shooting your shot?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with
I know
it.
you don't have a problem. You'd be like, Khadijah, for people that don't know, we'd be like, you're mine now for the time that I feel like it's necessary for the foreseeable future. You're mine for the foreseeable future. So get used to it. Welcome. And
You still
and
welcome.
this is your life now. Which I love though. I love that. I absolutely love it. It does get into a weird mode because you still feel like I got to be delicate, right? Because I'm arguing the other side. But if it's too much or if it's too like forceful, like you start feeling like, oh, wait a
Because
minute,
what
like
he said was,
why you being so strong with me?
he said you come off desperate. And I
Yeah.
guess the guy will, because that's how men are. Like, yeah, you shoot your shot. They're gonna say what's up with it, and they're gonna talk to you and all that. But they're really not interested in you. And I think we talked about this before, where the man has to like you more than you like him for the relationship to work.
See, I
Like,
disagree though, but go ahead.
but that's what in my experience I feel like that's one of those things where I can't say it's yeah or nay either way.
Yeah.
Because some relationships where the person has liked me way more than me, it was like you're doing too much.
Yeah, but
Like
we
cool
got it.
out.
Yeah.
But then if I like you more, I start to feel like, all right, now I'm doing too much. You're not doing enough. So it has to be more of a balance. But I do feel like it's okay to shoot your shot. You don't got to be all aggressive like a man would, I guess, in certain situations. But it's okay to say something. I'm like, these are names how friends have names for their people, but Peacemaker, I shot my shot.
Yeah.
And the water boy, I believe. I shot my shot. Damn, I shouldn't have said that because
It's very specific, but we just gonna go by it. We just gonna leave it alone.
you gotta take that out.
Nope, I ain't taking
Peacemaker
nothing. If I gotta keep
and the other
my slightly racist illusion in
but
there,
but it was simple though. Something like nice lips. I like your hair. Whatever I said, who knows? But it's basic.
yeah,
and that gives them enough information to be like, okay,
that's all I'm saying. Yeah.
So you ain't got to be like your eyes glisten like this. You don't got to do all of
Yeah.
that. And I don't think that makes you look desperate either. If you say something like that.
Yeah, because the trick and the problem with what the ultimate man is saying is that the unfortunate reality is that if somebody's going to take advantage of you, they're just going to do that. No matter what. It doesn't matter what the sort of situation is. If somebody's going to take advantage of you, they're just going to do that. So if you approach me and I am a user or a manipulator or a narcissist or whatever those things are, I'm just going to use you and manipulate you. You know what I'm saying? However, I will say this. I think I said this in one of the other ones, or I said it in our private conversations, but sometimes if a young lady says that they like me, it makes me see them in a different way, a positive way, a more positive way than what I was seeing them before. So I'd be like, oh, she's cute, you know what I'm saying? And it's not like how I go hard for people that I'm super attracted to. But that doesn't necessarily mean it can't be fruitful. It just means that, oh, I wasn't even thinking about you in that way. And now you've opened up. And this isn't even manipulative, but it's just, then you get into the science of why people couple. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I haven't been in a relationship in 2 years. So if somebody showed me some attention, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to feel about it. It might just have been too long. It might be too long. So that attention is very alluring. So you got to be real strong within yourself to know the difference of those things. And who knows that 100% at any time. That's why it's important to always check yourself and check your motives and check your actions and things like that. But just to be 100% with you, if somebody was to come on my DM and was like, yo, what's up? And I wasn't necessarily thinking about them, it might right now might be a good time to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because
but you don't think that'll make them desperate?
No, because you're just acting on how you feel. Now, guess the other thing, this is the thing that people always seem to misconstrue or miss in the equation. I could say no. I could just, as an adult and a free thinking person, I could just be like, no, thank you.
You know, but I guess that's what his point is. Men are, and then you said if they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it anyway. But I wasn't thinking about you like that. All right, what's up? I'm really not interested in you, but let me just see.
Yeah, and I've said that to people, like not in that way, but you know what I'm saying? I've said that in that way where I was like, oh, I never even thought about this before, buying myself time to think if it's something that, because then you get into, because here's the thing, you can argue, or I can argue that doing it the opposite way, just being all gung ho and head over heels over somebody ain't great neither, because then you sit there putting them on a pedestal and that's not even who the person is. You sit up here falling in love with some looks or some persona like we were talking about, and then I shoot my shot to them and then we're not compatible at all. But I'll be ready to get into a relationship with that person because I've decided that I want to be in a relationship with them. So it's like the same thing. Whereas if you approach me, especially, like I said, it's a perfect storm right now for me. So if y'all listening, holla at me. But to be completely honest, apply within. But no, so I'm only partially serious. But because say we're friends and I don't know you thinking about me like that, then I get to say, oh, well, we're friends and I think you're attractive, but I just, for whatever reason, I have you in my friend lane and not in that lane. It gives me an opportunity to be that adult and make an informed decision. Oh, she liked me. I wonder, you know what I'm saying, if it could be something. And then once I decide that it's going to be something, that it's going to be something, or for however long it's going to be, now it might run its course or nothing like that, but it doesn't make, the whole thing is that to me, it never makes a person seem desperate. You know what I'm saying? It never makes a person seem, because then all you're saying to me is that, or all things being even, but this is not how things are. I'm realizing as I'm saying. So you saying when I approach any woman that I'm desperate?
He's saying it's because I think he's speaking on the lines of, we talked about this before too. The man is supposed to be the hunter.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to go out and you are prepared for the no.
Yeah, but that's
women
that's
aren't built
crazy.
like
y'all are not chickens in the wild. You know what I'm saying? I don't like. I believe there's a part of me that believes in uh allowing the quote unquote masculine to be the masculine, right? Mm-hmm. But I also feel like there are people that don't know what masculine really is making rules for masculinity. And that messes me up. Like the idea, I was just watching something last night, because the whole idea of the alpha male, and I might be wrong on this, but I don't know if we talked about this, but the guy who did the study and created the whole quote unquote alpha male ideology based off of studying wolves And it's funny because the bull Paul, shout out to Paul, he had put this up, I feel like the other day, where he was like, dang, I lost my train of thought shouting him out. But the idea was that the that's been disproven. Like, and the guy who created it by studying, oh, that's what it said. Paul was saying, like, we're not animals. We have way more intricacies than, so like anytime people revert back to saying, oh, this is how animals, I got a brother that, and I'm not going to shout him out because I don't want to put him on blast, but I have a brother who will sometimes do that. This is, matter of fact, I'll give you a prime example and I'll have to use him. People always be like, I don't know who I am right now. People always be like, people will always say, monogamy is not natural. You don't know, you don't see no animal in the animal kingdom that, you know, is monogamous. They just do whatever they want to. And male species, they put their seed and lay their seed. I hear that stuff all the time and they sound like that. That's why I'm putting that voice on. But to me, so when I hear that, you never heard that before? People say that to me all the time, and I'm like,
I haven't heard it, probably just from these podcasters. But first of all, that's not true.
But it's not true because penguins mate for life, right? And I'm trying to think, somebody like some of these species mate specifically for life. And then if you're going to do that, then you have to also take into account the species where the woman is the leader of the species, like of the, so whatever. So like they don't say that part. When I hear that, I'm like, yeah, but gooses don't have apartments. Like, you know, they don't have Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I was trying to think of the funniest sounding animal.
Like,
but you know what I'm saying?
they can't split bills. They live in the world.
But and also just to keep it like, I don't want whatever, because people might be like, yes, that's your problem. That's your problem. But given the opportunity, a lot of these people that have that ideology ain't going outside and going to kill their food and bringing it back home. They're not doing it. I feel that wholeheartedly. Somebody can prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? We could do a 3-month trial on living off the land and see how well people do without their Uber Eats and this and that and whatever have you. So I don't know. And some of them are those people. They're like urban farmers and things like that. So that's, shout out to them. But I feel like the majority of ultimate men out there ain't going out there and killing rabbits and bringing them back home and providing for their family in that way. You know what I'm saying? They think, oh, I'm gonna go work at JP Morgan Chase, and that's like killing a lion. Like, you know what I'm saying? So then I can come home and I should be, you know,
an hour.
Yeah. So I don't know. But so the guy that came up with the alpha male, he disproved his own assertion. Now, though, which is crazy, people have based their whole ideology off of something. And my homeboy, it's so funny because my homeboy posted a post today and he was like, the idea that you can change your mind means that you have the ability to learn, right? Mm-hmm. Which, the way you hear people, a lot of people talk, they're having to change their mind, and this, I feel like we come back to this all the time, becomes an affront to their whole ideology. So you then based a whole ideology off of this alpha male thing. So then if I come to you and say that's not a true thing, even given by the person who created the theory, I would still get pushback from that, and I would still get pushback to say no. But also, I don't care if it's if he say it's not real. He just whatever, or he just a part of this new America or whatever.
Well, it's like people, like you said, you got to be able to say, oh, yeah, okay, and understand that what something may have been at one point is no longer true, or may be true for somebody else, may not be true for you.
I was listening to Penn and Teller, the magicians. So Penn, he is an atheist, but he's an atheist that he says he leans more towards agnostic because he knows that he doesn't know. You know what I'm saying? And more than anything, he knows that he could pick up any book tomorrow and his whole ideology might change. All you need is a new piece of information. If you're, to me, if you have any kind of, if you're anything worth your salt, I think that's like the expression, but it's if you are a person who is ever evolving and ever learning and ever growing, you can pick up something tomorrow and it might change your whole perspective on life. And if you live in that way, I think you would see, or if a lot of us lived in that way, I think we would see that a lot of the ideologies that we cling to so hard would fall off, and only what matters would survive. But if people are so beholden to the things that they base their life on, and I say this all the time, but it's we find comfort in routine. We find comfort in believing in something, because when you do that, then it's like, oh, that's one thing I don't have to worry about because I know this. The problem is that usually whatever that is not set on fertile ground, and even more so is subject to perspective and what you're so it's excuse me.
You have to like you also have that's why it's important to have you can't be the smartest person in the room or
Right.
the only person who's had experiences
Right.
because and have friends that challenge you. Like
Yeah.
I've had ways of thinking for years, and then I've had a conversation with you, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I
I'm
never
like, I
thought
never
about
thought
it like
about it.
this.
Yeah. I do
And
it all the time.
it makes me think, or I'll be saying something to Naima, and she'll be like, no, because blah blah blah, and it's oh, okay. It's important the people that you surround yourself with too, because if you're in a room like no, because white man, da 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 da, and
Right.
everybody that's deep. And you
Yeah.
think you the assess, nobody ever said well, that can't be
It's
true
like,
because did you ever think
yeah.
about this or why don't you read
Mm-hmm.
that? You like, oh, okay. But
Right.
if you're the only person in the room that is the knowledge person or that knows
Mm-hmm.
everything, you and there's nobody challenging you, you think that you're right.
And the messed up part about that is just we see on these TikToks. I think we talked about this in the last one too, but it seems like the general consensus is thinking is hard. So think for me, and then I'll just go hard for whatever sounds right. You know what I'm saying? Or if I believe, just like you were talking about the young lady who bought the car, like if I have formed enough of a bond with you, I'll just go hard for whatever you believe, which is very dangerous. I'm about to cuss, and I haven't cussed too much on here, but it's very dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Not that I wouldn't cuss, but I just I just stopped myself like I was in class. But and they'd be like, Mr. O. I'm like, oh, sorry, sorry. But
That's
it's
like
so
the boy who was like,
dangerous.
two things can't be true at the same time.
Oh yeah, my man,
But he said
I
it
love
the
that
way he
guy.
said it. It was like
Yeah.
so deep. And if I was,
Let me ask you this.
yeah, like I'm trying to, I don't know the word to use. If I was just a different type of person,
Mm,
a different level in life, I don't know what you want
okay.
to say. I might have
Mm,
been like, but immediately I'm
yeah.
like, but that is absolutely not like that's wrong.
Right.
And it,
And the thing is, people a lot of times also can speak quickly and firmly, and like they have a lot of confidence in what they're saying, and in certain groups that's enough to be the leader. You know what I'm saying? I speak very well. I do speak fast, but like it takes me a long time sometimes. If people that are listening knew how much I cut the pauses in between some of my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? You'd probably be surprised. Like I try to keep them in as much as I can because they might be palpable. You know what I mean? They might be. Oh, he's really thinking about it. But if it's super long, I try to at least cut it down. I might not cut it all, y'all, but I try to cut it down because for me, it takes me a minute for it to compute, and then I'm like, all right, let me give you my best response based off of I'm like my own chat GPT. Like, all right, here it is. It's coming, like a computing, and then I try to give it out. But I always say this all the time, and I was saying this to my mom the other day that like I know about myself that I could have chosen a life of manipulation because for whatever reason, same thing that makes me a teacher and makes me write and all that stuff, people sometimes like to hear what I say, you know what I'm saying, which is fine, whatever. But if I was somebody who was manipulative, now so like it's 100 girls out there, you are manipulative. But you know what I'm saying, if I was somebody that was specifically trying to be manipulative, I feel like I could be. Like I know I can tell in a situation when I have somebody's ear. You know what I'm saying? But I just never use it for evil. Like I could.
The origin story.
Yeah, exactly.
Haven't done
Like,
it yet.
and from that day, yeah, it hasn't happened yet. Like, you know what I mean? And I can't say that it's never happened, but I usually, this is what we're talking about, that I usually skew toward the positive and toward doing things where everybody has the best potential outcome. So I'm never like trying to be like, but it's people that are like, and the ultimate man, he might be a very nice guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just picking on him today because he's so fresh. It's so fresh in my mind. He's getting mad publicity right now though. So everybody gonna go on go to his TikTok and listen to all of his scriptures because he's out there spitting that truth. The thing is that certain people's gift is the gift of being able to make themselves salient, to put themselves out in front and be the loudest or the quickest to respond or the fastest to have an opinion. And people respond to that. People respond to the fact that, at least you have a thought about something, like in this society that we live in. But to me, that's so scary. You know what I mean? It's a dangerous place to live in. But yeah, are you eating that brownie? I'm like, like looking.
Yes, I am. Mind your business.
I ain't mad at it. I'm just saying.
I can't wait.
I was trying to look. Hey, I'm not mad.
It was looking at me like, girl.
I'm not mad at it. It just for a second it felt like I have these earbuds, and every now and again, if I don't remember to turn my Bluetooth off, like my phone will just go into my earbuds. So I'll be talking to somebody on the phone or talking to my mom. I usually use speakerphone. I like to talk, so I could talk for 20 minutes, and then if they don't respond, I'm like, oh, did you hang up? No, you've been in my headphones for 5 of those minutes telling me you can't hear me because my headphones are like over on the desk. So I'm sitting there talking. I don't know what I was just saying, but I thought I was making a good point. And I'm like looking and also trying to finish the point. And here you go. It's great, brownie. Like, you're right.
When you're right. No doubt about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen. He's like, I'm gonna listen back to it anyway, so I'll hear it. I'll hear what he said later. But right now, I'm hungry.
Brownie time, baby.
I ain't finna stop me from eating. This ain't gonna be on there, but I gotta figure out what's for dinner. Yes, yeah. I feel like I don't know where this all went. This is exactly the reason why I feel like we think we should share these things with people. And it's my favorite thing to do is just have these kind of thought experiments and thought exercises where it's let's dissect the thing. But to answer your question, I don't think that a woman shooting their shot is any of those things that the ultimate man said. And it's funny because my friend, who I won't call what we call her in the DM, she sent me something, and Garrett Morris was on Family Feud, and Family Feud was like a Family Feud, and he was talking to Steve Harvey, and he said, he's like, I bone to pick with you about your 90-day rule or whatever. And he was like, yeah, if you in your 20s, yeah, wait 90 days. It's cute. If you in your 30s, maybe wait 60 days. If you in your 40s, listen, we don't have that much time left. Basically, let's go. Like, it's too much time. We wasted too much time. I think that's how I feel about it. And like me being a 43-year-old man, I'm like, shoot your shot, because guess what? I might not know. I might just be blind, and it's something great standing right in front of me, and you too worried about what the protocol is to get the thing that you want, and I might not know that I need. So that's my ending. That's where I'll leave it at, and that's how I feel about it. I'm not gonna say that thing that I always say, because
thanks for coming out. God bless and good night.
Thank you. I appreciate you. All right.